Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Oregon Moto John here. I'm going to talk about the 2025 KTM 390 today. As you can see, finally got a hold of one, so took it on a very short ride yesterday. So today, this is just going to be talking about the specs of the bike and kind of a walk around of the bike, and then in a future video I'll do a more involved review where I'll actually ride it on pavement, on gravel roads, on trails, and I'll give you kind of a rider's review. And as you can see, I'm not biased at all. I'm not wearing any KTM attire. I don't have orange shoes on or anything like that, so should be pretty unbiased. But no, seriously, I'll do my best to be unbiased. I ride a number of different kinds of motorcycles, Honda, Yamaha. I've ridden a bunch of them. I do like the performance of the KTM, so let's go ahead and let's dive in. I'll give you a walk around on this bike. And we talked about how the rear tire is 18 inches, so lots of selections for tires there. The front tire gets 21-inch treatment, which is nice because that also opens up lots of tire choices for that as well. So I like that it got that treatment, and it has spoked wheels. They seem pretty strong, pretty thick-walled, thick spokes. I was kind of looking at those. They look quite good. I don't know exactly what they are, but they seem like they're pretty strong. Seat height is 35 inches, so I am about 5'7" and have a 30-inch inseam, so I can tippy-toe both sides. There are some kits where you can change out the springs and the forks and the rear shock and get it lower than that, but it doesn't feel unwieldy tall. It doesn't feel unmanageably tall to me. The X model has a lower seat height, so that might be something to consider. The wheelbase is 58.1 inches. The ground clearance is 10.7, so lots of ground clearance. And the dry weight's 350.5 pounds or 159 kilograms. Fuel capacity is 2.4 gallons. I might actually like it. It's a kind of a metal type tank and is finished off nice. I mean, I can't tell that this is a budget bike. I mean, budget may not be the best word because it implies cheap, and it doesn't. Nothing feels cheap. Nothing feels. So when I say budget, I mean just a lower price point. I haven't been disappointed by this bike so far. I thought I would be, and it's one of those things. I was kind of judging the bike based on the price point, but now that I have it, I cannot tell that what I paid for it. I mean, it seems to punch above its weight, which is great for us as consumers. The 350 pounds, I don't feel that weight. I'm sure if I were on some very technical single track I would, but that's really not the purpose of this bike. It's more of a on the road, on gravel roads, and on some trails, but not, in my opinion, highly technical trails, although you might be able to pull it off, but the weight, you start to feel the weight then. Going back to the gas tank, 2.4 gallons. I like that it has this lockable cap. It actually works really nicely. Kind of pops open and works pretty good. I mean, it seems decent construction, so I like how it works. Yeah, it's nice. Kind of clicks down, pull your key out, and there you go. Very, very nice. Has a lock on it, so you could lock your steering. At 2.4 gallons, some people say they get around 45 miles per gallon with this. Some say they're getting up to 64. So, your range is good enough, but, if you even carried a little fuel, you could go even further. I don't think it'd be hard to get 120 miles and a little more out of this bike for a range, which is a good range. Brakes are by Bree, a Brembo subsidiary, and I was really impressed with them. They felt really good, and it has ABS, so you can see kind of the ABS system there, but they seem to grip really well. The brakes did great. 285 millimeter front rotor, and 240 millimeter rear rotor, and the Vibri in the back here as well. You can see the ABS on the back wheel, and it has a nice powder coating to it, or painted surface. I like it. I mean, they look like they're decent brakes, and it modulated well. It had a good feel to it. While I'm done, and I like the swing arm. Swing arm's kind of painted black. I actually like that, and I like the black kind of powder coated wheels. Now, like I said, the construction feels good, and look at how easy it is to put your radiator fluid in. I mean, it's like right there. That's like perfect. And this comes with the dampening little rubber goodies and the pegs. I haven't noticed any vibration that was distracting. I know some people talk about that, but so far I haven't found it to be an issue. I like the exhaust down low. Then you don't have to worry about it with panniers up high getting in the way, and it has a nice sound to it. It's quiet, which is what I want in a bike like this, and it saves weight. So I like the exhaust, and if it's underwater, it's gonna push that water out. So having the exhaust down low isn't a concern.
I mean, hey, if you hit some rocks and stuff, could you bend it up? Oh, probably. But it's tucked up pretty high. I mean, it's above the skid, higher than the level of the skid plate. Skid plate feels reasonably thick. It's going to protect you from most things, but I mean, if you really crowned it on something severe, I'm sure it would, do some, maybe crush it a little bit, but it seems reasonably strong. It is metal. You have the sight glass for oil. I always like those. And you can tell where you're at just by, tipping the bike up. And this just got an oil change, so it's nice and clean. And I like the exhaust. It's kind of got a nice finish to it. And again, here's where you add your coolant. Couldn't be any easier than that. Ergonomics feel good. It comes with some handguards here. They're plastic. The ergonomics feel reasonably good here. It has different positions. You can see there's a drilled hole here, so you can move it forward. Right now it's in the middle slot. You can move this, it's in the middle slot, but you can move it forward or backwards. I have shorter arms, so I'll probably move this to the backward rearmost notch, which would just be a matter of taking off these screws, loosening that up, screwing it into here, and then putting this back. Super simple. The clutch feels good. It has a light pull. Not quite as light as like a Honda CRF 300L, but I mean, pretty close. Pretty close. I mean, it feels really good. And the brakes have a really nice feel. I like the brakes. So let's just step back, look at this side of the bike a little bit. Comes with those little reflectors and painted swing arm here. If your key can go in there to lift the seat off. This also has a 4.2 inch bonded glass display with anti-glare coating featuring, you can have for music, calls, navigation, and ride modes. And it's actually really nice, and you activate it with this joystick over here, and then you can see there's the ABS button. Horn, of course, blinkers, high beam, low beams. The mirrors are okay. I may eventually give it different treatment, but there's the start button. You just can kill and then start there. And riding aids, you have switchable ABS with off-road mode. You have kind of a street mode and an off-road mode. And it has this USB charger over here. It kind of reminds me of the 690 Enduro R here, so that's pretty cool. Looks like it's fairly waterproof there with that rubber goodie that goes over the top of it, so that's nice. You don't have to hunt up a power supply, which usually you do. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at this display. And you turn the key. Some people like the key there, some people don't. My Super Duke had it there and I didn't really mind it. So here it is telling me the side stand is down. And so just to get out of that, I'll just exit out. So this is your standard I guess readout, and you can see big display for neutral, miles per hour, tells us we're in street mode, time, tells us our high beam is on. This tells us that our engine is cold. So I mean, it really gives you a lot of data, and it's I know some people say it's small, but I mean, I think it's very sufficient. I think it's very nice. So let's go ahead and navigate our way around this a little bit. And you can bump this and go to a different readout here where it has tripometers, tells you if your ABS is on or off. And you can go back to kind of the standard mode. You can go into some other modes here where it tells you kind of ride information. And you can configure it for street mode. You can go into other info down here and go into that. And have a tripometer and some other information, coolant temperature. I like that it gives you all that information. I really like it. You can go into connectivity. I won't go into all that now. Music, you can run music from there. And then let's go ahead and start the bike. Okay, so you can see you have the tachometer there. It's actually pretty nice. And we can still navigate the different modes. You can go into ride modes here, change to street, or I can change it to like off-road mode, which automatically puts the ABS into a different configuration, and you can adjust all that. Or I can go back to street, and I'm just using this little joystick over here. I like the off-road mode bias, how that feels. Call, audio. And you can go back to this screen, or you can have this screen. I really like it. A lot of people talk about that it doesn't have low-end grunt, which there is truth to that. But if you put it in the off-road mode, it makes it come off idle a little quicker, so I like the off-road mode better. Just wanted you to hear the exhaust. It is quiet, but I like the sound of it. I'm gonna leave it. Give it a little throttle. It is quiet, but you can still hear the engine, so I don't mind it at all. Pretty handsome looking bike. I really like it, and this feels fairly strong. And this could quickly be modified because there's screws here where this would come off, and this could be, I'm sure, modified and moved with a tidy tail. But it's strong enough, I think I'm going to leave it for a while. It has place for spools, so you can add some spools into your swing arm right there, so you could easily lift the rear end. There's the Crew 4 tires again. Just gonna walk around the bike. The seat has a nice contour to it. Makes it fairly easy for me to get to the ground. I like the simplicity of it. I like the looks of the bike. Very clean, just clean looking bike. Yeah, so feel free to stay tuned. I am going to compare this to the 300L, my Honda 300L. I think that's a good comparison for it. It's in a similar price point. Already there's some pros and cons, so please stay tuned for that. And then I'll fairly quickly do a ride review where I take this on pavement. I'll take it on gravel roads, and certainly I'll take it on some trails. And see how it does. We'll see how the suspension does on the front and rear forks, and how does the weight feel. I will say, after just riding it a little bit yesterday, I am impressed with how it performs. And like anything, there's pluses and minuses, and I'll be sure to highlight those. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope this helps give you just an introduction to this bike. So far, I think for the price, and even price aside, it's a really nice bike. And I used to have a 690 Enduro R. I had the one, a prior generation to the new one, and I actually had the newer generation one too. And this surprisingly seems to be, it reminds me of that platform. It's super stable when I'm on pavement and gravel roads, but I will talk about that more in a review. But it's, I do like how it handles. Okay, well, there you have it. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. And we'll have certainly more content on this 390 Enduro R to come. Seems to be a very versatile bike so far. So when you turn the key, ready to race. That's cool. I'm easily amused, so take that for what it's worth. I just wanted to show you too, when I'm on the bike, I'm kind of tippy-toeing it here, tippy-toeing it there. I can touch on both sides, but you know, it's tippy-toe action, so I wanted to show you that. For a guy with a 30-inch inseam, that's the way that plays out. But again, I've already found some kits. I'm not sure if I'll do anything with the suspension, but there is something that can be done to lower that, if that is something you think you want to do. All right, take care. Hope you're all doing well. So here it is. Just kind of some general specs about the bike. This is 2025 KTM 390 Enduro R. The Adventure R is similar, except it has fairings to keep the wind, give you some wind protection. It has slightly different gearing, but the chassis and the motor, and I believe most suspension is the same or very similar. The brakes would be the same as well. So something that I like on this bike is the headlights. They put LED treatment on it, which for a bike at this price point of around $500, you know, in some cases a little more. I mean, that's a great value. So an LED headlight, and blinkers as well as taillights, so that's pretty cool. This comes with 44 horsepower, which is, you know, quite a bit of horsepower compared to some of the other bikes in this, you know, at this level, especially at this price point. It has a steel trellis frame. You can see the orange frame there. I believe there's some aluminum components that attach to it as well, but the core of it is a trellis frame. 9.1 inches of travel in the front. It has WP Apex suspension in the front. My initial take on it is the front forks felt pretty good with the limited riding I did yesterday. And then in the back, also 9.1 inches. The front is compression and rebound adjustable. So you can see up here, you can adjust compression and rebound just with at the fingertips, so that's pretty nice. The rear shock, again, 9.1 inches of travel, super easy to get at, and compression and rebound adjustable. Compression you can adjust behind this white cover, and you can see you can change some of the rebound there with a screwdriver. It comes with an 18-inch rear tire, which is awesome. Lots of tires that you can get. It comes with the Crew 4 tires, which felt good. Felt good on pavement, felt good off-road on limited gravel roads I rode yesterday. This tail back here feels pretty strong, so I'll probably leave that for a while, but it can come off. You can see this bolts off, and you could definitely tidy that up, no doubt about it, if you so choose. 28 foot-pounds of torque at 7,000 RPM. This has a 6-speed manual transmission with a quick shifter, and you have to enable that from the dealer. So I did enable that because the quick shifter on the road is just so much fun. So that's cool that a bike at this price point comes with a quick shifter. And again, the 6-speed transmission is really nice because you're not wringing the bike's neck. This bike has a slightly different gear downward sprocket compared to the Adventure R.